Why mornings are hard for some ADHD brains, and what helps. Most people think of ADHD as a problem of attention, impulse control, or restless energy. And for practical purposes, it is. Indeed, those are the symptoms that show up in classrooms, offices, and family dinners. But underneath all of that noise, there is often something quieter and more basic at work. Timing. Not time management, not calendars. I'm talking about the brain's internal clock, the one that decides when you feel alert, when you feel foggy, and when your pillow suddenly becomes the most attractive object in the universe. For a substantial subgroup of children, teens, and adults with ADHD, that clock tends to run late. And when your brain is living in a different time zone than your school, job, or household, life can feel like a daily exercise in jet lag. And this is why understanding chronotypes is so helpful here. What is chronotype? Chronotype is your brain's natural preference for when to be awake and when to sleep. Some people pop out of bed and feel mentally sharp before the coffee finishes brewing. Others don't feel truly online until the sun has gone down. We usually call these people morning larks and night owls, but the biology behind it is more precise. Your chronotype reflects the timing of your circadian rhythm, the roughly 24-hour cycle that governs sleep, hormones, body temperature, and alertness. On top of this, there is an ADHD sleep connection that often gets missed. One of the most important shifts in ADHD research is the recognition that ADHD is not a single, uniform condition. It's more like a family of related patterns. One of those patterns, common but not universal, is a circadian delayed chronotype, the evening type. In this group, sleep and timing issues are not just complaints. They show up in biology. Large studies suggest that roughly 70 to 80% of people with ADHD struggle with significant sleep or circadian disruption. When researchers measure melatonin, the hormone that signals night has started, they find it often turns on about 45 minutes later in children and around 90 minutes later in adults compared to people without ADHD. On the morning side of the clock, the brain's wake-up hormone, cortisol, often rises more slowly and peaks later. The practical result is a nervous system that feels underpowered in the morning and fully alive late at night, just in time to reorganize the bedroom or solve the world's problems at 10 p.m. Now, here is why willpower loses to biology when dealing with this. One of the most humbling lessons from circadian science is that you cannot negotiate with the brain's clock. You can lecture it, you can threaten it with consequences, and it will still feel like it's 4 a.m. when the alarm goes off at 7. This is why simple, structured timing strategies can be so powerful. Morning light, real sunlight or a bright light box tells the brain, this is daytime. Start the clock now. Dimming lights and screens in the evening tells it, night is coming. Begin the landing sequence. Please pay close attention here. In clinical studies, these changes do more than improve sleep. In adults with delayed sleep phase and ADHD, very low-dose melatonin, sometimes as little as 0.5 milligram, has shifted biological night earlier by close to 90 minutes, along with modest but real symptom improvements. In children, melatonin has been shown to move sleep earlier by about 40 to 45 minutes and increase total sleep time by around 20 minutes, with behavioral gains often showing up over longer follow-up. When morning light is added, the effect can be even stronger. In some studies, combined light and melatonin strategies have shifted biological timing by nearly 2 hours. That kind of change can transform how a day feels. How can we help the brain change gears? Sleep timing is only part of the picture. The other part is how smoothly the brain can move between states: alert, focused, calm, and ready for rest. Many people with ADHD, especially in the late clock subgroup, don't just have trouble falling asleep. They have trouble downshifting at night and fully engaging during the day. The brain tends to stay in one gear a little too long. Neurofeedback is one way of helping the brain practice changing gears. It uses real-time feedback to teach the nervous system how to recognize and return to more balanced states on its own. It doesn't force sleep or attention, it trains flexibility. Simple, low-tech strategies often help as well. Dim lighting in the evening, strict limits on blue light from screens, exercise earlier in the day rather than late at night, and a consistent wind-down routine. None of these are dramatic on their own. Together they send the same quiet message to the brain: it's safe to slow down now. What makes these findings so remarkable is not just that they are interesting, it's that they are actionable. Light, routines, sleep timing, and brain training are tools families and adults can begin using right away, often with visible, meaningful results. I did a video about this in greater detail recently. You can find it in this platform. Search for the sleep formula here in the channel or my socials. So I want to encourage you. Small shifts in the clock really can lead to big shifts in daily life. Calmer mornings, smoother school days, more patient evenings, and a growing sense that progress is not only possible but already underway. Sometimes the most powerful form of hope is discovering that change doesn't require a breakthrough. It just requires the right timing. You or your child can make these types of changes with just a bit of planning and commitment. And what kind of planning and commitment are we talking about here? Search for the sleep formula here in the channel, my socials, or come to think of it, it's on our website too at capitaldistrictneurofeedback.com. Check that out for practical tweaks you can do tonight to improve your life in this area.